I want to bring in now my next guest to talk about the role that China may play in Russia's decision to invade Ukraine, because it is a very important one. Guy Saint-Jacques joins me. Mr. Saint-Jacques, always appreciate your time, the former Canadian ambassador to China, joining me from Montreal. We're watching what Russia is doing at this time, and people are also keeping a very close eye on China and in particular Taiwan. Tell us why.
Well, of course, if we look at what happened back in 2014 when Russia invaded Crimea, the Chinese watched very closely the reaction of the United States, and they felt that it was pretty mild. And so President Xi Jinping decided to speed up the construction of artificial islands in the South China Sea. In this case, I think China is in a bad position because, of course, it claims that sovereignty and territorial integrity are paramount in international relations. I think they are concerned by the fact that Putin has recognized the two breakaway republics, Donetsk and Lugansk, as independent because they fear that maybe others will want to recognize the independence of Taiwan. This being said, I think in this case, obviously, the Chinese will follow very closely the reaction of the Americans if they feel that it's mild, and knowing that this is a delicate year for Xi Jinping, in as much as he needs to get the blessing of the 20th Congress of the Communist Party of China in October to serve a third mandate as Secretary General. And since the Chinese economy is not doing very well, he may be tempted by going after Taiwan. In this case, I think that he has to be very careful because there is in place the Taiwan Relations Act. Under that, the United States is committed to come to the defense of Taiwan, and Taiwan is a very important commercial partner of the U.S. It's its 9th trading partner. Ukraine is its 67th. But, you know, it's all this is very dangerous, and it's clear that China is more aligned these days with Russia than with the United States.
Yes. So to simplify a little bit of what I'm hearing you say, China may see this as an opportunity. While the West is distracted dealing with Putin, it may set its sights on Taiwan. But that would have massive ramifications.
Indeed, and I think the United States would perceive this as a declaration of war. Again, under law, they have to come to the defense of Taiwan. But again, you know, there are many calculations at play here about Xi's future, and he may be tempted to go on a dangerous path.
Guy, we know that China has not come down harsh on Russia for its latest moves and actions. In fact, I was reading how it's recently signed agreements to take some of Russia's oil and gas and grain even to alleviate, which would alleviate some of the sanctions being placed on that country. And so will it support Putin in his what appears to be an effort to reestablish the USSR, if not more?
Well, I think clearly Xi will want to help Putin as much as possible. Officially, they will want to remain neutral. We saw Zhang Jun, the Chinese ambassador to the UN, saying yesterday that there's still room for negotiations. I think, you know, we are beyond negotiations. It's clearly a full military attack that we are seeing on the part of Russia against Ukraine. But China has to be careful also because the United States, once they apply very strong sanctions against Russia, could go after Chinese companies that would try to circumvent the sanctions, as we have seen in the case of Huawei and Iran. And so there will be a delicate balance there that China will have to play. But at the same time, China needs all the natural gas and the petroleum that it can get from Russia. And therefore, they will want also to facilitate financial services if Russia is blocked by Western countries.
Guy Saint-Jacques is a former Canadian ambassador to China, joining me from Montreal. Thank you, as always, Mr. Saint-Jacques.